Alright, so I'm going to talk about the film, The Motorcycle Diaries. Rated R from 2004. It's a biography drama that's 2 hours long. 83% of critics on Rotten Tomatoes gave it a good review, the consensus being The Motorcycle Diaries is heartfelt and profound in its rendering of the formative experiences that turned Ernesto Guevara into a famous revolutionary. 92% of audience members on this website gave it a good review too. So it's a good film for like viewers and critics and stuff. All right. So the premise: on a break before his last summer of medical school, Ernesto Guevara travels with his friend Alberto Granado from Brazil to Peru by motorcycle. The two men soon witness the great disparities in South America, encountering poor peasants and observing the exploitation of labor by wealthy industrialists. When they reach a leper colony in Peru, Ernesto's values have changed so much that he sides with the sufferers, forgetting his own comfort. So it's rated R, just for language, yeah. And it is in Spanish, so it's a Spanish film, directed by Walter Sal. So, starring Gael Garcia Bernal, Rodrigo de la Serna, Mercedes Morin, Mia Maestro, Jorge Chiarella, Jean Pierre Noher, Facunda Espinoza, Lucas Oro, directed by Walter Salas, written by Ernesto Che Guevara, because yes, obviously based on true story. Let's see. It's a biopic about the journey and a written memoir of the 23-year-old Ernesto Guevara, who would, later become internationally known as the Marxist guerrilla leader and revolutionary leader Che Guevara. Yeah, so this is a very interesting biography. And I watched this film so many years ago, but this now that I'm trying to like recommend or like talk about films I think are kind of thoughtful and insightful, like this is definitely one of them, especially looking back, being a bit more politically aware, at least globally, like compared to how I was before. Yeah, I mean, and also when it comes to the plot, like it's a really good morality tale too, like this sort of up and coming young doctor who has a life of medicine in front of him. He can make a lot of money. He doesn't really care much about those who are suffering. And the whole movie goes on a journey, through the country, or through the continent, I should say, through different countries, and meets people who are suffering different things, and just makes him become a bit more selfless. And I don't think that character arc is rushed in the film, because the film does a good job of showing of displaying dates and like when they get to this location or that location. I mean, because this is a long journey that the main character goes through. I mean, it's like the ultimate road trip movie. If you're into road trip movies, like yes, this is pretty good. Even like when it comes to the political ideas, it's not really like I don't want to say ham-fisted, but it's not really like heavy-handed. No matter what your politics are, I think it's pretty easy to identify with this protagonist and the journey that he goes on to with his best friend. But yeah, it's a good historical drama. Learn some decent history about this future revolutionary leader, and it's just a good, not like innocent story, but I mean, they don't really get involved in violence. They're not criminals. They're not dangerous. They're just on a road trip, learning about life and meeting new people. And then it's one of those it's about the friends you meet along the way type of things. But anyway, The Motorcycle Diaries is good. If you haven't seen it and you like road trip movies, especially thoughtful ones that have like pretty real repercussions in the real life when it comes to the actual story, I recommend The Motorcycle Diaries. So till then, take it easy, y'all. Peace.